Today, I'd like to give you some tips and tricks to stimulate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, it sounds just like Las Vegas, spelled a little bit differently, but it is one of our longest nerves, longest cranial nerve in the body. And it starts in our brain and goes all the way to our large intestine. You've heard of the gut-brain connection. You've heard of this gut-brain axis. The vagus nerve is one of the primary reasons why that gut-brain connection is so strong. So this is a nerve that we want to be strong. We want it to have good tone. We want it to be engaged enough that we can get into a parasympathetic state, a rest and digest state, for meal times, certainly, but it's something that we can also tap into throughout our day if we're feeling stressed and we want to come back down, come back to that nice, easeful place. So I'd like to give you 3 ways to stimulate the vagus nerve specifically. The first one, where we might all be very familiar with it. Meditation helps to stimulate the vagus nerve, but more specifically, deep belly breathing. Now, because I want us to feel the pace of a deep belly breath, let's take a moment to deep belly breathe together. So if you haven't already, find a comfortable seat. Make it easeful. No need to tone the belly. Can we let that soften? Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Maybe even place a 2% smile on the face. And then notice your normal everyday breathing. You might choose to place a hand on your belly and see if you can move the breath down to your belly. If the belly feels hard to access today, maybe it's the diaphragm, this place where you find your ribs. You come off of the ribs and find the squishy stuff. The diaphragm lives right there. Inhale into your belly. And exhale, let your belly collapse. Okay, let's start to deepen the breathing now. Inhale. Exhale. 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 And return to normal everyday breathing. And let the eyes open. This deep belly breathing, you might have noticed, has a hitch in the rhythm. We want to do about 6 breath cycles per minute to stimulate the vagus nerve. So this means about 10 seconds per breath cycle. But we want the exhale to be longer than the inhale. So I usually like to do about 4 seconds inhale, 6 seconds exhale. And this, I put a lot of stock into your body's intuition. If we're ever doing a breathwork technique and you feel stress come on, you feel your whole system tightening, then it's time to modify. You know your body better than anybody. And if there is an alternate pattern, an alternate pacing that feels more easeful and more soothing to you, please do that one. With this knowledge in mind, let's take 2 more minutes of that pace, that 10-second breath cycles, and I'll guide us through about a 4-second inhale, 6-second exhale. So return to your breathing posture. If you'd like to place your hand on your belly again, please do. Let the eyes close if that feels comfortable. And take a normal breath in. Normal breath out. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Last paced inhale. Exhale, release. Return to normal, everyday breathing. So just a couple of minutes really soothes the system, and it stimulates and tones that vagus nerve. So deep belly breathing is trick number 1. Trick number 2, splashing cold water on your face. It could be right when you wake up in the morning. Wake up the system with some cold water splashed to the face. Some people like to take a cold shower, even if it's just for 6 deep belly breaths or a quick splash. The cold water, you might notice even just the thought, makes you inhale and then exhale to really sink right in. So that cold water not only changes your breath pattern, but it changes the whole tone of your vagus nerve. So this is very good for digestion. This cold water to the face, cold water to the whole body. It's very good for decreasing blood pressure. When you have a strong and soothed vagus nerve, people tend to have healthy or lower blood pressure. So people that have high blood pressure do these techniques to strengthen their vagus nerve and soothe it, and they notice their blood pressure comes down. It's also very good for your immune system. Taking a cold shower helps to stimulate new white blood cells to be made. And then cold fresh water just to the face can be not as specific to the whole immune system, but especially to the lymph nodes under the chin. And usually people notice their skin clears up pretty well too, because they're starting to manipulate some blood flow to the cheeks and the forehead and the chin. So deep belly breathing, cold water to the face or the body. The third trick is singing. Now, I will spare you the singing demonstration, but I would recommend, as much as you can throughout the day, sing loudly. Sing like your whole soul is on fire. It's not only helps to open up the larynx and open up this place where the vagus nerve starts, but it helps to put yourself in a parasympathetic state, a rest and digest state. When was the last time that you were so stressed out and you were singing a song? It's so rare. So this singing technique helps to trick our bodies and trick our brains into going from sympathetic, fight or flight, into parasympathetic, rest and digest. Humming helps too. So if you're in a place where you're not quite comfortable singing it, humming loudly, a great option. Sing in your car, hum in the shower, sing throughout your day. If you are stressed, maybe say, "I'm so stressed," just to get yourself out of that stressed out space. So, deep belly breathing, cold water to the face or body, loud singing, loud humming. These are great ways to stimulate your vagus nerve, help to connect that brain, gut, mind, body, gut brain axis. This will be some helpful tips if you can do them every day. Please give them a try. Let me know how it goes. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.